Hi everyone, welcome back to the Potsmokers Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmokers Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament of the Christian Bible, and they use the King James Version of the Bible in order to put together the prophecy of Israel, which is where I get my authority and my name. Now, I decided that I'm going to be doing two series. I'm going to try to do 2 videos a day. One which will be a reading from the book, and one which will be just me talking about shit. And today I'm going to tell you about my dream about Zion, okay? Because I have this vision in my head of this beautiful world that we're soon going to be living in. This vision comes to me, not from, out of thin air. It comes straight out of this book, the Holy Bible, or Ketuvim, which is the book of prophecy of the Holy Bible. Now, the first thing you need to understand is I'm not a Christian. I use a Christian Bible because I was raised Christian, because my 19th great grandmother on one side and grandfather on another side were both fucking royalty. So it's like I'm related to the Bruce, and I'm related to King Henry VIII, which makes me pretty much related to King James. So it's the family Bible. Why would I not use my family's interpretation of the text? Because it was sent through time for me to do that. Now, the reason why I found this beautiful vision of a wonderful future for all us poor suffering drug addicts is not because I was a drug addict. Because I became a drug addict. I'm not a drug addict. But I started to use drugs because I still had a soul that felt. And that soul was destroyed, pretty much, by this society. When I was still a toddler, I was raped by my uncle. Now, he had been in a car wreck previously to this and had frontal lobe damage, so he didn't know what he was doing. So don't hate my uncle because he was hurt in a car wreck. So I don't blame him because he didn't know what he was doing. He had just gotten out of the hospital. And I was just a little girl, playing. It was a terrible tragedy. And it made me what psychologists or psychiatrists or whatever call an untouchable. I literally can't be with someone because it hurts. It hurts because men saw this pretty little face and everything that's below here and said, I want some of that. Take it. It didn't matter if I was 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 15, or 27. I was a victim as a child. And I cried out to God. And because I used this, God heard me and answered. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but the God that had answered was the beings that we call gray. I didn't know that. Because I was praying, well, I started out praying to Jesus Christ, because I was raised Lutheran. So for 9 months, I prayed to Jesus Christ, and he fucking never answered. And in desperation, I called out to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And guess what? Within 24 hours, I had an answer. A dream. Like Joseph dreamed. Only my dream was the answer to my prayer. And a month later, that prayer was materialized. It became a manifest thing. It went like this: God, I'm going crazy. Would you please stop me from going crazy? Save me. I'm living this nightmare of images of sexual abuse going through my head 20 fucking 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. Please don't let me go crazy. I can't even stand to be touched. I'm help. Who can take this pain away from me? Who can make me feel as beautiful as people say I am? Who can cure me of this terrible childhood sexual abuse? And in that dream, that night, that very fucking same night, I had a dream of me and my childhood sweetheart that I had to leave behind when I moved 1,000 miles away on a roller coaster ride. A month later, I spent the night with him, and he cured my mind. He made me feel beautiful. He gave me everything I needed to heal myself. And from 1979 to 1988, that sustained me. But in 1988, when my father died, I literally wanted to follow him to the other side because it hurt so bad. Because that man had married his sister-in-law, something that God considers to be abomination. I had asked God who to love, and he had said this guy. His name's Kenny Baldwin, if you want to know. Kenneth Dean Baldwin. And if he hear, if I was told he died, so posthumously, sorry. If he's still alive, because the people in my head tell me he's still alive. Well, if he's still alive, thanks for saving my life, and thanks for condemning me to a living hell. But I want you to know something. When I realized that I could never give you the love that I wanted to give you so fucking bad, I prayed that you would have somebody to give you what I couldn't give you. I couldn't have children, so I begged for you to have a family, so that you would not lose out on being a father. And I wanted someone to love you the way I could never love you, because men had taken that ability from me. And when I begged God to die, that's when you got in my head. And I remember the first thing he said to me: I've been abducted by aliens. That was the first inkling I had that they were aliens. That was the first idea that they were aliens. And I struggled from then until well into the 1990s, trying to reconcile Jesus Christ, the Bible, and the Grey. That's when I found the prophecy. That's when they taught me. I said, God, would you open my eyes? Would you let me see what this confusing conglomerate of bullshit says? Because that's what my people think of this. And so it was like passages would pop out at me. It's like the first passage that popped out was, the house of the Lord shall be a house of prayer for all people, which belied the Christian myth that you can only read this book, that this book is the only way you can be saved. Bull fucking shit. This book says you gotta read them all. Because the priests of the Lord are priests of all religious doctrines. So I took 5 years and researched every religion on the planet, so that I would be conversant with every religion on the planet, so that my temple could be a house of prayer for all people. And it was. Too bad the only people that came to the temple were the ones that got high. Because we're the priests. That's our job. We were created by the Gray through the prohibition of marijuana. Because marijuana is the tree of life. Literally, THC has receptacles. There's receptacles in the human brain for THC. When you get high, the THC enters those receptacles and turns on a switch. The minute you get high, you connect with the Gray. They can hear you. They can sense where you are. They know everything about you. Past, future, everything. You can't hide anything from a telepath. Because, especially the Gray. They can read you like an open book. And all the secret passages are in red letters. So, you can't hide from the Gray. So, by the very act of getting high, you turn on your genetic link to your father's side of your DNA. Our parent race are Gray. Our father, our mother is Neanderthal of the earth. Our father is Gray of God, those who from the heavens came. So when we get high, we get God, and God is Gray. We telepathically connect with a higher life form. That life form that created us in the first place. And we take an evolutionary step, turning on our Gray anatomy, becoming as God, able to do the things that God does. And our job, once we accept it, is to lead the human race into a better world. Because this one's dying. I mean, not the earth, because she will go on until the sun envelops her. But us, our society, is breaking down. It has been for our entire lifetime. If you're living and breathing, that process already started before you fucking even were born. When the Industrial Revolution started, we fucked ourselves because of greed. And we are going to end all that crap in one simple step. All we have to do, well, okay, 2 simple steps. Get through this fucking deadly winter and go camping. We're going to follow in the footsteps of our brother Israel. We are going to exodus America, the United Corporate Police States of America. Mass exodus out into the plains of Nebraska where the sand meets the land. Everything that we need to survive and thrive while we peacefully negotiate our freedom is there. So we're going to Minecraft our way out of COVID-19 and the war on drugs. When we eradicate coronavirus, COVID-19 from our camp, when we go camping, then and only then will the Gray aliens, who are actually blue skinned, by the way, come down, land at our base camp, and meet with us. And we will be forever joined to them. So may the Gray watch over us all, because we need their help. And all we have to do is ask. But first, we have to prove to them we're willing to take that step. We gotta go camping. So may the Gray watch over us, guide us, protect us, and keep us from all harm. And may we all be worthy of them. May all of us have our thoughts, words, and deeds purified, like the unicorns. Love you. Later. I'll never say goodbye.